My people, what's good? 100 Years of Wealth. Thanks for tapping in. Let's get right into it. So, today is the day we have all been waiting for, the NBA draft, right? So, obviously, the biggest story here is Bronny James. Where is he going to get drafted at? Should he even get drafted? I'm going to give you my quick opinion. You give your opinion in the comments. Let me know what you think about what I'm saying. Like, subscribe, comment. Let's go. All right, so 100 Years of Wealth. Look, Ronnie James, my opinion, I've said it before. I think that he's a great kid, very smart, very articulate, lots of upside as a human. Just seems like a nice guy, and he seems like he's raised well. Um, Obviously, he is getting a lot of scrutiny, um, and I think rightfully so. The reason why is because I don't think he is a NBA draft level talent. And that's kind of tough to say in this day and age, because nowadays, if you have the connections, if you have the right positioning, you may be able to work your way into the NBA. You may be able to linger around, grow a little bit, get stronger, participate in NBA activities, and then get another tryout and might just slip on a team. While in the past, it was more so, I don't want to say slip on a team, but eventually get picked up. In the past, it was more so the ultra elite athlete was the only one that had a possibility, a shot of getting into the NBA, and it made the NBA a very talented league, and a league where, at least to the fan base, it just looked like it was completely out of reach to be in the NBA. Nowadays, it definitely seems like connections will get you a lot further, right? Like, you never ever had a NBA player in the past even speak of wanting to play with one of their sons, right? Michael Jordan has a son that played in college, had actually better numbers than Bronny James in college. He never pushed for him to go to the league. He never pushed, for him to get signed or anything like that. Who knows what sort of things were going on in the background? Obviously, we're in a different era of like media coverage and things like that. But there was still media in the past, and there was still coverage always of things that major celebrities and stars were saying. So I was watching MJ back then. I never heard him say anything about his son during that time frame when his son was in college. I think this was like in the early mid 2000s. Um, but times change. People want to control the narrative. Main thing here that I want to kind of like touch on is that I don't think that Bronny James should be a draft pick. Not because I don't want him to be, but because I don't think he is that level of talent. I think that there are probably players out there that are more deserving. You could probably look at the average points per game, rebounds per game, steals per game for the college players for the last couple of years, or even let's just say last season. And I'm sure there are tons of players, not just 55 where he's projected to be drafted at. I think there's probably tons of players that have better stats, that perform better against their peers in college, right? So I think that's the main thing. It's like nowadays you have a different approach. You have your manager like Rich Paul really selling what you can be if the team does this, right? Like, and of course, any organization is going to develop their player, but the concept is that we grab something that is elite, right? That is standing out as elite from all the levels that this person's played at, and then we put them into our organization. We pay them at a level of a deserving level based on where they're coming out and how they're ranked amongst their peers and what we see as value amongst their peers. And then we, of course, develop them as a professional and within our organization to try to get them to that next level as an NBA player, and as the goal obviously to win a championship. But now the way that Rich Paul's kind of twisting it, and I've seen it in interviews, is they're putting it on the team. They're like, hey, look, he's got, I heard it on Gilbert Arena said something like, it's like a house. He's got good bones. Now you guys got to finish it. It's like, come on, dude. I that we get that, but they're doing everything that they can to lower the responsibility for him to have come in at an elite level. It's like, hey, he's got great IQ, he's got a great pedigree, he's got this and that. They're not like he has an elite jump shot. Like he can shoot, but like we've said, a lot of people can shoot when there's no one guarding you, right? Like I can shoot very well when I'm by myself at the gym or when I am playing some pretty average dudes at the gym. Once the competition goes higher, once the offense is moving faster, everything becomes harder. And if you were to look at, let's say, look at me playing like some sort of league compared to me shooting at the gym, you would see the difference. That's where you look like Bronny James and how he performed in college, right? Like you can shoot 12 for 12 or 20 for 20 at the NBA combine. That shows that you have a great shot when you are not being guarded. The other side of that is, how do you shoot when you're being guarded? How do you shoot when you're within an offense? And not to say that he can't get better and can't get to that level, but what we saw was that he averaged about, I think, 4.7 points. Once again, like, people, I feel like LeBron James fans are like super sensitive, so they're gonna take that as like, why are you hating on him? This is the fact. My dude averaged 5 points or less. It's actually less than 5 points, right? So it's not any hate. That's just the stats. That's just the facts of what he did. And I would say that he can show up at any gym in America and be an elite basketball player. But the NBA, come on, my dude, you're 6'1". They've been stretching it for years. At 6'1", you have to be Iverson elite. Um, like what 6'1" player do we know of that operates in the league and has success that wasn't truly elite and didn't have a track record that was elite, right? All the guys that you're going to think of and name in your head that are like shorter players or smaller players, they have an elite track record. They performed highly in college, right? I think Jalen Brunson might be like a 6'1", 6'2" player, elite, won a championship in college, balled out in college, averaged strong numbers in college, right? Showing that amongst his peers, he can perform at a high level. So you'd have to ask yourself, what's changed for Bronny in 1 year that makes it to where he is likely to, let's say he went back to USC. What has changed in 1 year that would increase his average from 4.7 points to 5 points? Is it because he's going to get more time? Would he get more playing time based on his previous year? Maybe if the roster works that way, and there's not a better readily available option, maybe. Um, you know what I mean? But likely you would get the same or less time if you didn't perform at expectations or at numbers that prove to help your team be successful, I would assume. So my point is that it's hard to go from like, I don't want to say it's hard, but it's like things have to happen. It's not just like, hey, the next year I came in and I just averaged way more. Maybe maturity, maybe he got a little bit better over the summer, maybe, right? So those are all the things that we can't call. I'm not here to project like negativity on what he will or won't do. I'm just like trying to be logical. I was making like a bet, like, hey, is he gonna have success in the NBA? What is success? Is he going to average 10 or more points a game in the NBA? I don't know. I would think that would be hard for him. I think that would be very hard for him right now, obviously. I think that would be hard for him in a couple of years. And the reason why I say that is because you are a grown man. You are what you are at this point, I think, right? Like you are what you are. I don't think you get into the NBA and then grow into an elite NBA player. I think you're already like on that level and performing at that level at the different levels that you've played in. I guess I could just say I just haven't seen that. And maybe it was just, in high school, he performed well, but it wasn't like he was ranked like top player in high school. He wasn't like, you know what I mean? Like he wasn't like a super high ranked high school player. You go to USC, you get into USC, you're averaging less than 5 points a game. Um, you know what I mean? Like I think the reason why they only want to try out for Lakers and Phoenix is because they probably didn't have much interest from many other teams. Um, and the teams that they did have interest from, maybe that he just didn't see those as an option. Maybe, like it's just kind of like if he was a more desired player, there wouldn't be this speculation that he's likely to only go to the Lakers in the 55th round. You know what I mean? Like, but I don't need to keep beating the dead horse. You tell me what you guys think. Like I said in previous videos, I'm rooting for the dude. I want everyone to be successful. It is a little annoying though when you have your dad pushing this so hard, his management team pushing this so hard, ESPN pushing this so hard. I've never seen them be so positive about someone that has such like low prospects to actually have NBA success, but they just love it. And they're always talking about his basketball IQ and this and that. That stuff is ridiculous. It's just crazy nepotism going on. And now ESPN, in my opinion, just doesn't even seem like a objective news source. They're more so just like a LeBron James propaganda machine and a Stephen A. Smith, whoever his friend is, whoever he really likes, he's going to support him. Just like with JJ Redick, like they barely say anything negative about that. They really don't. They might ask the question of like, what do you say about him not having experience or whatever. They don't articulate any actual opinions that could disagree with him being the coach. Oh, and Stephen A. Smith. Oh, we support our people here, and it's like it's not about that. It's about journalism and you actually reporting, like logical perspectives, and not just perspectives. It's crazy how sometimes you just get one word you can't really say right, but it's not about choosing opinions to support your friend. It's not about being a hater or not being a hater. It's about actually analyzing the situation and giving a real perspective. So look, I'm gonna let it simmer right there. 100 years of wealth. Like and subscribe, comment. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think Bronny's going to go in the first round? Do you think Bronny's going to go in the second round? Do you think Bronny's going to get picked up by the Los Angeles Lakers? My prediction is that it's already set in stone, just like it was already set in stone that JJ Redick was going to be the coach. Basically, what LeBron gets or what LeBron wants is what LeBron gets with the Lakers, and it's kind of ridiculous at this point. Seeing the lack of success my guy has had since being here, what the am I missing, right? Oh, the 2020 championship, my man. But if you don't, stop, dude. That's I, to me, that shiznit don't count. Like it can count towards the overall numbers. It can be a real ring because you beat the other people that were trying for it that year, for sure. But amongst other rings, that one has to be the lowest. A shortened season, right? Certain NBA players sitting out certain portions of the season, certain NBA players not participating in the actual bubble playoff series or playoff run. Um, no opposing fans yelling at you, no travel requirements, no dealing with family members asking for tickets back and forth, and dealing with your assistants and coordinating all that type of stuff. You're basically on vacation where there's a basketball court and a gym, and you're able to work out and go back to your hotel, work out, hotel, eat, stuff like that. No pressure from other team fans. No one's yelling at you. You're not driving into crazy ass Boston like Kyrie and getting yelled at. Every time you touch the ball, it's like we can't act like that championship will ever be the same as any other championships ever won. So go ahead and give LeBron 3 championships instead of 4. And on each of those 3 that he won, other people hit the winning shots. Kyrie hit the winning shot on one. Ray Allen on another one. And then I don't know about the third one, but just to be a hater, I'm going to say D Wade hit it. All right, you guys, look, like and subscribe. 100 Years of Wealth. Peace.